Alright lads, and welcome back. We have got a match review, a Rangers match review after about 6 or 7 months. We are finally back at it. We've started the career mode, we're starting back up the match reviews, so yeah, let's just get into it. So this game, Motherwell versus Rangers, it starts off, it started off a couple of days ago when the Motherwell manager apparently got arrested. I didn't look too much into it, but it's quite interesting. I think he was actually there today, so it couldn't have been anything serious. Probably just a loud altercation, and probably didn't really come to anything. But into this game, I go with the usual starting lineup. Only difference is Niko Katic is back in the starting lineup, and it paid off. We'll find out if you don't know the result already. It paid off. But into the game, and Rangers started off pretty well. We were kind of comfortable. Motherwell didn't really have much to offer, it seemed, and Rangers, they created a few chances without creating anything too spectacular. We got into the dangerous areas without creating anything clear cut. It's not as if the keeper had to make any saves at the start of the game, but we were looking somewhat dangerous. It was just kind of that final pass, or there wasn't enough players in the box like to pick out somebody, that kind of thing. And first major decision that the ref had to make, I would say, is Joe Aribo had a header from a cross or a corner, and it came off the Motherwell player's arm. I've seen them given. Aribo was like 3 or 4 yards away from the Motherwell player, and his arm was like about here. It hit his arm, so it could easily have been given, but it wasn't. The first big chance came to Motherwell as one of their players kind of rounded McGregor and Goldson. It was a bit of a mix-up between the two, and they rounded both of them and then cut it back, and Tav got in there before Devontae Cole, and it was great defending actually. Some would say it was a shove in the back, but Devontae Cole was standing waiting, Tav was running towards the ball, and he went and met it, and then we ended up clearing it. I think Barisic ended up clearing it, so yeah, that was good defending from Tav. And if Cole did get there before Tav, it was an open net, so it would have been 1-0 Motherwell. And obviously last season we did drop points at Fir Park, where we drew 3 each, with them conceding a late goal. So yeah, it would be nice not to drop points again at Fir Park. But Motherwell obviously being in third, it was going to be a more difficult game than what should have been last season, but it didn't really seem to be that way. Morelos hit the post in the first half. I think the keeper might have tipped it onto the post, but it was like kind of in the air, and he swiveled and hit it. It was unlucky from him. We're getting closer, we're getting into more threatening positions, and the goal eventually came from a corner. Barisic whipped it into his fellow Croat as Niko Katic bombed in there, got the head on it, and 1-0 to the Rangers. He ran over to the bench and celebrated. I don't know why, but yeah, it was a good header from Katic. Keeper got a hand onto it, but he couldn't keep it out. And after the game, they're all saying how Gillespie for Motherwell had such a great game in nets, but I didn't see it much. I mean, he did make a couple good saves, but there was nothing like man of the match-esque, But maybe if he kept a clean sheet, it would have been man of the match-esque. But he didn't keep a clean sheet because Katic scored into him and he got a hand onto it. So, it's not as if he was impeccable. So, but one thing Rangers done well today was in defending, and they defended well from the midfield. Quite often the Motherwell player or winger would have it, and we'll just kind of press them back, cut off the angles. Like Tav would be up right behind him, not letting him turn. Kamara or Jack would come and close off the angle into the strikers. Obviously the defenders would be on the strikers, and then the other centre mid would be covering the other midfielder. So quite often Rangers pushed Motherwell back and they didn't have any options, so they had to just keep they were maybe in a good position on the wing, and they just had to pass it back to their defenders. So that's one thing I felt we done good today. We done well. We didn't let them get anywhere. We didn't let them have any time or space, which was good, because I mean, I don't know the quality of Motherwell players, but they obviously are in third for a reason. So obviously if you give them a bit of time, they're gonna possibly score. I can't say I've been watching Motherwell much this season, but it was good defending from Rangers. And Goldson and Katic solid this game. They barely lost a header. They barely put a foot wrong, except for the chance in the first half where Devontae Cole should have scored if he wasn't waiting on it. But every defender's going to make some small mistake throughout the game, but both of them together were solid. Tav got beat a few times a bit easily, but Barisic as well was solid. So 3 out of the 4 defenders were proper solid. Tav wasn't far from being solid. Ryan Kent as well, obviously past few weeks he hasn't really been too great. He hasn't been on his game like he was last season, but again, it was that kind of same Kent today. He was trying things. Maybe one time he would do something really good, pull off a really nice bit of skill, and then he would just give the ball away. It wasn't consistent. He would quite often just play a bad pass or play a yard behind the man, like slow things down. He ended up getting taken off in the second half, but he's just not quite getting there. I think he just needs that confidence boost. I think him coming back to Rangers was like, it was huge. All the fans yes, we've got Kent back. And maybe there was quite a lot of pressure that came with that, because he done so well last season. There was that pressure that now that we've bought him on a permanent, there's that pressure to do even better than last season. One of the Motherwell players got booked, Leon Donnelly, for going in for quite a bad tackle on Morelos. It was a yellow card, and then since then he just tried to keep on starting on the Rangers players at half time, walking into the tunnel. He was trying to start on Ryan Jack, he was trying to start on Goldson. He just seemed like an absolute, I don't even know what to say. He just seemed like one of the scum that just, he was losing, so he was like, I'm going to cause some trouble. So Ryan Jack and Declan Gallagher actually came out in the second half getting booked for something that happened in the changing room. We never got told what it was, but from what we can tell from walking into the tunnel, Ryan Jack was being chased. Not actually chased, but Liam Donnelly kept on coming up to Ryan Jack and trying to start on him. Ryan Jack was just telling him to F it off, that kind of thing. So it was like, I don't know what he got booked for. Declan Gallagher, I don't know how he was involved as well. There must have been something that happened, but it couldn't have been that serious because both got yellow carded. And along with Joe Aribo's penalty shout with a handball, there was one with Morelos. It was in the box, cross came in, and Morelos waiting on the ball. It's coming in. Booth getting an elbow in the back of the head. How about that? Nothing. I mean, the I don't know what Motherwell player it was, but he just comes in, just jumps right through the back of him, elbow into the back of the head. How can give that as a penalty? Because whether Morelos would have won it or not, that's irrelevant. But yeah, the Motherwell player just came right through the back of him. So it's 2 potential penalties that Rangers could have got in the first half. But other than that, it was 1-0 going into half time. We were dominant. Okay, we weren't dominant. We were the better team. And Motherwell didn't really have a sniff apart from that one good chance that they had. So it could have been 2 penalties to us. They could have scored if Tav didn't make that tackle, but we were the better team. Okay, second half Motherwell came out a little bit better, but still not really up to much. Morelos had another good chance when we took a quick free kick. I think it was Kent clipped it over, and Morelos ran onto it left foot. I don't know if he tried to chip the keeper or what, but Gillespie came out and made a good save with his chest, and that was one of his good saves from the game. Motherwell had a good chance. Their only shot on target, and Gillespie's saves was topped by McGregor's, as this was a fantastic save right back from Motherwell. What's his name? Sorry, Jake Carroll, that's it. Jake Carroll with a long throw in. They were somewhat dangerous with this Motherwell, but even when Jake Carroll was taking the long throw in, Chris Long, might not be Chris, but his last name is definitely Long, and even before Jake Carroll threw it in, Long was by himself, and he threw it in. Goldson headed it on, and it came to Long at the back post, free header, and McGregor just made himself wide, came off his hand and went by the post. And what a save it was by McGregor! His only save that he had to make, and it was some save. That would have been one each, and it should have been a certain goal for Long, but luckily you've got McGregor until at least 2021 now, because he's signed a new contract. So yeah, that's good to see that he's still beasting it in between the sticks. There was a chance with Ryan Kent, and he tried to round the keeper, but Declan Gallagher came in with a good tackle. I think Kent was actually by the keeper, but Declan Gallagher came in and made the good tackle. Kent ended up coming off for Matt Polster. Is that his debut? I can't remember him coming on at any other chance, but Kent actually before that could have scored if Tav gave him a better ball, just a play across the goal, easy tap in for Kent, but it didn't quite happen. But we did end up getting the second goal as Aribo had it on the right hand side. They played it in along the ground, and there was Kent and Morelos. Kent was ready to shoot, and Morelos took it off, and Kent was quite annoyed, but Morelos then turned. Motherwell player got a foot in, then Morelos then got it on his left, had a shot, deflected in, boom, 2-0, and Morelos does this mad celebration, he's pointing at his face, and then goes up to the Motherwell fans and goes like that. I did think at the time, when he'd done that, before he actually got sent off, I was like, he's kind of done that could be a yellow card. And then when everyone calmed down, ref comes up to Morelos, yellow, second yellow and red. The first yellow was for studs up, like catching him late, could be a yellow card. But the second yellow, the red card, everyone on Twitter is saying that it shouldn't be a red, it shouldn't be a yellow card. But let's be honest, lads, unpopular opinion. He did go up to the Motherwell fans and he did do that. It does warrant a yellow card. Like basic law of the game, if you celebrate in front of the fans, the opposition fans, or do some sort of gesture, it's a yellow card. But then there is with Scott Brown last season when he done the same thing and nothing happened. But as what it is, I think both of them, Scott Brown's and Morelos, should have been a yellow card. But you know, everyone's saying on Twitter that it shouldn't have been a yellow card because Scott Brown got away with it. I mean, unless it's the same ref, then you can't really compare the two. But I don't know. Let's not talk about the Scott Brown thing. Let's say about how Morelos's was a sending off and how I do think it was a yellow card. Right? Unpopular opinion, lads. I'm sorry. I apologise, but it is what it is. I'm not trying to be biased here. But apart from that, we saw the game out comfortably with 10 men. Barisic had a close free kick at the end of the game. Keeper made a great save onto the post. But apart from that, you know, we saw it out comfortably and we got the 3 points. 2-0 away to Fir Park. I would have taken that. So, you know, that is going to be the end of the review. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Please do leave a like, comment down below what your thoughts of the game were, and I hope you're glad that I'm back. I'll see how long I keep this going. You know, I might keep it going as consistently as I used to do. So yeah, if you like it, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.